Wow. Ben, we're back on TV again. And
It's been about time, loser.
it's been a long time. This is, if you haven't noticed yet, by seeing the two losers sitting here, this
For the
is
past
the big,
13 episodes.
this is the big picture. This is this is actually the comeback episode, because we haven't done a show in about how many months?
Like 2, 3?
Many months. Actually, no. October 31 was our last show.
29th.
Halloween.
29th. He's stupid.
Something like that. Anyways, it was close enough to Halloween. It was a Halloween episode. And, boy, Ben, wasn't that a great episode?
Enthralled.
That episode on Halloween was spectacular. I mean, we got, like, what? One letter?
2 colors?
It was great. It was great. And then there's, like, that one guy that watches, like, every MCAT episode. And he called us up. And then he called us up, like, after the show and had this big, long talk with us.
I went to the bars, actually.
Yeah, so that was
later
pretty
than
interesting. But, anyways, to dispense with all that.
You gotta welcome him back.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Welcome back to our show.
What is our show? You didn't even
It's
tell
the
me.
big picture. I mentioned this already, Ben. Now, this show, since we have not done this in a while, but now we also got to say, like, we're sorry for, like, subjecting the good people of Missoula out there to our hideous episodes that are now in syndication. So, like, you know how, like, a lot of guys, you know, they have things that are in syndication.
Syndication is a good thing.
Exactly, but you know, like the...
Like MASH.
Oh, you know, it's like, you
Everybody's
know,
reruns.
the comic strip artists, you know, guys like that, guys like Charles Schultz that have stuff in syndication. I mean, these guys have been doing stuff for like years and years and years and years and years. And we're in syndication now, and we've done like 13 episodes only. But they keep going over and over and over and over again. What do you want, Miss Director? What?
She wants you to look at the camera.
I'm looking at the camera.
She wants you to look at the TV.
All right, anyways.
I don't know. She's on crack.
As we were saying, so our shows have been in syndication over and over and over again, but it's only been 13 episodes. The last 13, I will say,
Unlucky number.
is, well, I mean, that was great. That was great. That was like the
She wants you to look at this camera.
Look, you're not supposed to make direct eye contact with the camera when you're doing the show. No, we're talking to each other here. This is like looking natural. No, sit down and direct.
Let's just go.
Okay.
She's retired.
Should we get to the subject of the show today? Okay. Anyway,
Student films.
the subject of our show is, okay, now we're once again going to continue on with a tradition of showing the student films.
From Bozeman.
Yeah, yes, now, my good friend Shannon Grisso stars in this movie, and Aaron Burk directed this movie. And now, Aaron, if you don't remember, he was the guy that did the last show. I mean, the Kung Fu episode.
The Three Wanderers.
Which we had, like, great enlightenment on. I mean, that was great. That was a great movie. And Shannon, who was in the movie, he had the big mohawk. So he's that guy from the movie. Now, he stars in this also, and you'll notice, like, two completely different people when you watch this. And, anyways, Aaron also did Treasure of the Unholy, the little horror movie that we showed.
Another great classic.
Which was also
was really
great
good.
movie, you know.
I liked it.
And so what we're
There's my
planning
2
on
words I get to
doing
say all episode.
is getting movies,
'Cause
you know,
I
from
can't
people
talk
in Missoula
otherwise.
as well. And so when we go back and we edit this episode, you know, we'll put down a number that says, send in your tapes, you know, to this address. So if you have any home movies, you know, and you want to show them on the big picture, just send them down to this address at the bottom of the screen, bang, which will, like, magically show up, you know, when we do, like, the whole
Right
editing
here.
thing.
No, probably down here. Well, we
Wherever.
can put it wherever. We can edit it later.
Anyways, I'll take this moment, okay, now before we show this movie, to just let Ben interject whatever thoughts he may have.
Are you gonna let me talk?
Yeah, because Ben didn't get to talk in the last episode.
Hi, Mom.
So Ben, go ahead and say whatever's on your mind. You can talk, I'm not like gonna talk through the whole episode. Go ahead.
It's too late for that. We gotta show the film.
No, go ahead, Ben. No, it's like, remember when you were like reading all those Missoulian articles, and like you like wouldn't shut up, and you like talked forever and ever and ever. Actually, you were only saying about 3 words, but they lasted like a half an hour.
And how you say about 60 words and it only lasts about a minute. Same thing. You get out.
Well,
same
it's
thing.
called speech classes. There you go.
Unfortunately, you didn't pass.
So you would have like looked at page 1 of the Hooked on Phonics book.
Hey, shut up! I got them all.
Oh, so is that all you have to say? I mean, I'm giving you like free license here to say whatever you want to. So go ahead.
No, I'll just let you embarrass yourself, and I'll sit here and watch and laugh.
All right.
Let's watch the movie. So
Why don't we
critique
introduce this movie? Okay. This movie
I read too many beers today.
is all about a bully that chases after a paperboy on his paper delivery route. And this is all about a paperboy, played by Shannon,
Were you ever a
Who was just-
paperboy, Brad?
trying to finish his route. No, I was never a paperboy.
Too fat and slobby?
Were you ever cook at Taco Time?
Sure.
Okay. Katrina, our director, who also has to live with this miserable slob Ben.
Vice versa.
Let's roll this movie.
You see that glare right there? All right, here we go. Movie time.
All right.
Can we talk about it?
No, we can't talk about the movie.
Oh,
They cut us off.
We're cut off.
We can go turn it up, though.
Let's go turn it up.
No. Okay. I got this funny story about that movie. You know what? This is great because it feels almost like it's like we're doing like a
Low budget.
USA like a USA Up All Night thing here for Missoula. You know,
You do look like Gilbert Godfrey, by the way.
I hope that would be a compliment. No, I mean, it's
You're
almost like
spaz.
no, it's like we're almost like doing, like a USA Up All Night thing for Missoula here. You know.
So I am
That's
Missoula.
really cool, like
Our
showing
movies
these movies.
suck. Yeah, but we don't have Attack of the Killer Bee Women or any of those bee classics like that.
Yeah, I know, which is unfortunate, but
We get the Paperboy.
Look, you got to deal with what you have the rights for, okay?
I'm gonna deliver some
You know,
papers.
It's not like we're gonna have like these great, Now, I know you want to see Kevin Costner.
That would have made it high budget. I really would have. He delivers the papers to reunite the country.
Yeah, gee, that sounds similar to the movie that Kevin Costner just made.
Have you seen it?
No, which you were in love with, by the way, Kevin
Okay.
Costner. Anyways.
Kevin Costner, I'll take you out anytime. So
Would you
anyway,
like some insights into this movie?
your story here.
All right, let's give some insights into this movie. Okay, now, the Paperboy here as we have it. Okay, you remember the scene where, by the way, could you believe that, Shannon was the same guy that was in The Three Wanderers, the guy with the mohawk? Could you believe that kid with the mohawk from The Three Wanderers was the same guy in this movie? And he's looking like he's 12 years old in this movie. And, okay, here's a funny thing about the making of this movie is that Aaron, before he made this, he was going to get, this little kid on his block, right? He was going to get this little kid on his block to play the Paperboy. But, this little kid, all of a sudden, his parents, made him go inside, and they wouldn't, let him go out and play with Aaron. And so Aaron had to call up Shannon, which was, the trusty actor, And Shannon's, this really hairy guy. And he's like, okay, Shannon, you're going to have to shave and, show up on the set tomorrow. And
So he shaved?
Yeah, and so he did. And then he looked like he was 12 again. But anyways, and then another funny thing about this
Well,
movie
that was funny, Brad.
is that, it was great, wasn't it?
I laughed.
Hey, look, this movie's only 4 minutes long.
There's going to be a little thing that says applause and laughter on the bottom of the screen.
This movie's only 4 minutes long. I mean, there's only so much you can interject. Anyways,
Funny.
Aaron, he wanted, Justin, which was, the bully in this movie, right? The guy that had the shirt that said, I'm a crazy Italian. All right.
Like your mom.
Now, I'm just going to forget about that. Now, he wanted Justin to, pedal as fast as he can to, catch up to Shannon, right? To catch this little Paperboy.
Where'd you guys get the bikes? Aren't you guys, in college and stuff?
I did not have anything to do with the making of this movie.
Did you steal the bikes?
I have no idea, since I had nothing to do with the making of this movie.
Okay.
But I'm trying to talk about, this story here.
Okay, I was just falling asleep, that's all. I'm just
Alright.
trying to keep awake here.
Well, that's fine. That's normal.
Okay.
Anyways, so Aaron, he wants Justin to ride as fast as he can, pedal as fast as he can.
Like a big wheel?
But Justin's got this Tom Cruise kind of persona.
Hey, that was a great part of Top Gun.
Mm-hmm.
When he's trying to outrun the fighter jet on his little Camaro bike or whatever.
Uh-huh.
His little Nichu or whatever.
All right. Now, anyways,
Were you guys trying to imitate that?
once again, I said, but I won't.
All right,
explain
so
it
anyway,
anymore.
Brad's going to get on with his story.
Right. So, anyways, he wants him to pedal as fast as he can, but he doesn't want to
You've said that
because
15
he's got
times.
the Tom Cruise attitude that he does not want to actually put forth the energy to do this. So he goes, no.
So
I'm not
like
going to ride this.
Leonardo DiCaprio and Titanic. I mean,
Exactly. So he goes, so I'm not going to ride this bike as fast as I possibly can because I don't have the energy for this, and I'm just an actor and I don't have to do this. So what Aaron had to do, even for a short, 4-minute movie like this, was make Justin pedal as slowly as he possibly can and shoot this in slow motion.
to speed it up.
Actually look like he's putting forth energy.
Is that the punchline?
Is that not amazing?
Boy, Boy,
Okay,
you
so
should
like-
just get on like
No, no, no,
Geraldo
no,
and tell
no.
your life
So the
story.
moral of this story is, actors are lazy. That's like, I mean, you in case in point on the last movie that we made.
We'll be
That's,
showing that, by the way, pretty soon.
that's the moral of the story. And, you know, I really don't think we have anything more to say about this movie, except that, like, the guy that did the makeup.
So it's in black and white and it's silent. Why did they make the movie? Was it a student project?
Yeah,
was it
like
just
some
like
class,
for fun,
No, it was
or
like for some class project.
did you do some silent movies?
It was,
Obviously, it's not an offspin of Charlie Chaplin or anything. I mean, it's that low budget, but I mean, you got to
Uh-huh.
give some background. You went to school there, I didn't.
yeah, right, but, you know,
I mean, you know everything about the movie. I'm like the audience, wondering what the heck did they make this for?
right. And I'm just here to, like, interject a couple of thoughts.
You didn't get like an uprising from the Paperboys of the world, like we want justice. This film is not about us.
Okay, now, aside from right now, no more than 4 people have seen this movie. And then after this thing airs, another 4 people will see this movie. So I don't really think there's going to be any big uprising, you know, unless somebody reads the papers and is already mentally insane. So, you know, I pretty much think that's all I have to say. Why don't we give this movie our ratings?
All right. Do we need to review our rating
Okay, now
system,
what?
or
No, we don't.
what are we going to categorize
I
this?
told
Is
you
this an
the show
action
was-
film?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, what are we going to categorize this? Okay, I guess you could say.
These are Arnold's. Like, I mean,
guess
is
it's-
it's almost an action film.
Okay, I guess you could say it's action. All right, there's a black guy in the movie. It's an action movie. There's a bike chase. There's no explosions because there's no budget for that. But there's a bike chase. There's a chase sequence somewhere in the movie.
Is there a love scene? That doesn't. An action movie has to have some sort of sex or love
What?
scene. All right, name an action movie and
What-
you have
now,
a sex scene.
Would you want to see Shannon in a love scene? Would you? All right, there we go. So it doesn't need one. All right.
How low was your budget? You
Can we
couldn't
please give the rating for this movie? Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right, I give this movie 3 Arnolds since it's an action.
3 Arnolds.
3. You got to look at like what it's going for. All right.
What's going for it?
No. You got to look at what it's going for. I mean, it's the short little movie.
Black and white.
Right. But
No
it's
love
basically
scene.
like a chase sequence, and that's all it is.
No love scene.
But it's very cool because I mean, you're behind the Paperboy. You want him to win.
In 4 minutes?
He's got this big black eye. Feel sorry for the poor little kid. You want him to win.
Why doesn't he get a different job?
Yeah, all right. Do you want to give your rating for this?
I give it a half an Arnold.
Oh.
For the 4 minutes that I had to endure this film,
Oh.
in black and white with no nude or sex scenes.
No
or,
nudity, no sex.
I mean, it's an action flick without sex scenes.
No nudity, no sex, and it's in black and white.
I mean, even Jackie Chan or
This is
movies
the most
like that,
horrifying thing
at
in the
least
world.
have a woman in there that you
Yeah.
can at least, I don't know, something. But it had nothing going
There's
for it.
drool over the carpet.
At least a nice car. It had a
Okay,
bike.
Ben. There's no women in this movie. Therefore, there's no possibility.
That's why I'm giving it a half an Arnold.
All right, I guess I can kind of see that.
I'm sorry, whoever directed it, whoever made it. Sorry to Shannon and,
Well, okay.
but it was pretty bad. I didn't even pay attention, really.
Okay. Well, I guess that would pretty much put an end to our show. And I hope we have enlightened you.
Well, obviously not.
Well, okay. But, we hope that we have enlightened you.
Our director says we have 10 minutes to chat.
Really?
Yeah.
What are we going to talk about?
I don't know. How's your mother doing?
That's fine. How's your mom?
I don't know. Let's talk about some movies that we've both seen lately. Maybe Jackie Chan?
Oh, people are going to turn off the TV right now. You realize that.
Jackie Chan?
If people have not...
It's
turned
almost a
off-
dirty word.
If
Quentin
people-
Tarantino has made his first bomb. Well, he's made a couple other ones, but he's not directly responsible for those. But Jackie Chan, written and directed by Quentin Tarantino, starring Pam Grier and Robert De Niro and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That was pretty bad.
We're calling this the Christmas of crap,
Oh, boy. We have to do...
which
whole
was
episode.
Pursuit or
we have to do a whole episode just called The Christmas of Crap, because this Christmas has led us towards this just incredible recession. I mean, they make a lot of bad movies, you know.
Hollywood's directly responsible, I feel.
Ugh.
I mean, look at Quentin Tarantino. He went from independent.
Mm-hmm.
What was his first movie he came out with?
Oh, Reservoir Dogs, of course.
Was Reservoir Dogs the first one?
Yeah?
That he has...
Mm-hmm.
I thought True Romance...
No. That came
He wrote that. That came out after Reservoir Dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Reservoir Dogs
Mm-hmm.
was his first... I mean, he went from Reservoir Dogs, which was awesome,
Mm-hmm.
which I recommend to anybody, to... I mean, he's written some other scripts, like True Romance,
Mm-hmm.
and then he went to Pulp Fiction,
Mm-hmm.
which was like his peak.
Mm-hmm.
And you're thinking, you know, where can he go from here?
Mm-hmm.
And what came out after...
Well, you can't get much better than Pulp Fiction. I mean, that's...
and then a bomb like Jackie Chan, if anybody's seen it, they've
was that in the
known
theater for like 2 weeks?
2.5 hours of boredom. I mean, you get to see Pam Grier's face for the first 15 minutes of the film, and the last, I mean, there's a half an hour of just Pam Grier's face, either walking down the airport terminal or...
Well, the thing is that there's like this total European influence, right? So, you got the American.
But European films, I mean, at least you're either studying what's going on or studying the subtitles. This is in English, in America, so you understand both of what's going on and what's being said. I mean, you don't have any distractions like foreign flicks. I mean, you're either trying to figure out what's going on or figure out what they're trying to say. You understand both those, so you're just going, okay, what's going on here?
Right. Now, like I was saying about the American movies, basically Americans, what we do with our movies is we make them like very short, very much to the point.
Action-packed.
Like Americans don't have a lot of scenes in their movies that like don't actually have to do with the movies themselves. And Europeans, they'll have things like they had at the beginning of Jackie Brown, where it shows Jackie Brown on a still escalator for like 5 minutes.
Right? Hey, she just held up
Which
5
is
minutes.
coincidentally how much time we have left for our show. 5 minutes.
You can time it.
During the opening song, they're showing Pam Grier on a still escalator going like this.
And then she'll fluff her hair, you know.
Yeah. One hand every like 2 minutes. And after that, they're showing her like at the end of the movie, riding her car. So basically...
You know, I keep expecting some sort of Quentin Tarantino surprise at the end, something, you know, like a twist, like a Stephen King twist or something at the end, and all it is Pam's Grier face right in your face for the past 15 minutes, and then they show the credit, and you're like, I paid $6 for this.
Yeah. Too bad you had to pay.
Yeah. Well, I didn't technically have to, but we went with the whole family.
Well, basically, what Ben and I are saying is that this movie, when it doesn't show people walking somewhere.
All right, time's up. We need to give our rating system of Jackie Brown, I feel.
I don't
That's
know.
what I'm going to start doing. I'm just going to cut you off.
Yeah, I think we have 5 minutes left, Ben.
That was 5 minutes
Oh,
ago.
let me finish my thought. Basically, what we're
Half
saying
hour from now, we'll still be talking
It's
about
that-
Bad's thoughts.
is that when they didn't show people walking and going over to other people's houses and
Smoking pot?
talking about, no, that's like just watching people we know, and talking about money and who's going to get the money and who's going to go to this person's house to talk about getting the money and riding on a still escalator and showing people's faces, you don't have much of the actual movie left.
You could have summed up the movie in probably 10, 15 minutes easily.
That's pretty much like what we're trying to say.
And it would have been a lot better movie if they had done that. So anyway, we got to do
Anyway,
our...
I think this movie was pretty much complete crap. But,
do we categorize it in action
well, yeah, I would say so.
or drama?
Well,
De Niro's or Arnold's?
I would say it's more of a drama.
It has De Niro in it.
Yeah, De Niro, Robert De Niro, okay, when he's like on the screen.
Right, you gotta shut up
This
for
man
once.
is
We gotta wrap it up.
Okay.
We'll
no offense to
categorize it
Robert
as...
De Niro, but, okay, as we're saying, this movie sucked. Okay, so like 1.5 De Niro's for me, And no
I give
offense
it
to
one
De Niro,
De Niro.
who did his best in the movie. You know, because good dialogue. You know, the movie basically made me want to fall asleep after the first half an hour. And then you, Ben, your rating.
I give it 1 De Niro. If they had summed it up, and I mean, it was like a 2.5-hour movie, 2 hours and 35 minutes, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They could have summed it up in about an hour and a half, cut down a lot of the extra scenery, and it would have been a really good movie.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of the dialogue was good, and some of De Niro's parts were really good.
Yep. What, did we agree on the same rating? Did you give it 1 or 1.5?
1.
Oh, okay. Well, we're pretty close.
But other than that, I mean, there was
That's
just...
as close as
I
a
mean,
rating we've ever been. It's amazing.
I give it 1 just for the simple fact of the actors in it,
Uh-huh.
the dialogue, and plus it's Tarantino's first bomb, so we got to
This
give him
is
some
Ben,
credit.
like, on his most sympathetic day.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben is, like, feeling love for this movie right now. It's amazing.
So anyway, next week we'll be doing...
Yeah, anyways, if you made it this far through the show,
Don't flip through.
next week, we are going to be showing possibly one of the most horrible movies that you could ever watch.
Brad Paulson's debut.
Yeah, but I didn't make this movie.
The
like,
Hireling.
it's
It looks
actually-
like the Unabomber. I think
Oh,
they did
boy.
this after the Unabomber.
Okay, so, if you're in the mood to, like, waste a lot of your precious time, just watch next week. And until then, this is Brad and Ben at the Big Picture saying we need to come up with a better ending line. Right? And until we think of one, we're just going to say goodbye.
We're just going to fade out.
Adios, goodbye, Missoula. All 4 of you that are watching. Until next time.
Nice fade out.
Boy, that was a pretty horrible show.
They got good towards the ending when we
It was
were
semi-
actually